This is a 1990 Bridgestone MB5 Trailblazer, and this video is basically me just fanboying over it. Before I get into it, I'll say that this isn't my bike, unfortunately. I picked this up for a mate and it will be shipped down to him in the coming weeks. I'm lucky enough to get to ride it for now, and I am so stoked to do so. Bridgestone's golden era was when it was run by Grant Peterson in the 80s and early 90s. After Bridgestone, Grant created Rivendell bikes. So yeah, these Bridgestones were pretty sweet. But in New Zealand we had import restrictions on pretty much everything. We had domestic market bikes, which meant no Bridgestone. Since things opened up after the restrictions, we still didn't really have a huge supply or huge variety of bikes. We didn't really get Trek, we didn't get Bridgestone, we didn't get a whole heap of stuff. We did get some Specialized and Giant and stuff. So they still don't really show up to this day. I did see an MB1 last year that sold for about $400, I think, and that was quite a small one. There's currently an MB1 for sale and it's $500, and that's a 17-inch. But being tall, Luke needed something that's quite a similar size to my bike. So this Bridgestone is actually a 59cm in the top tube and 56 in the seat tube. So the condition and the size were sweet as. I paid for it and picked it up the next day. And this is the ride that I took it on. So I've only been riding it for a couple of minutes now, and I gotta say, I love it. It's so good. It doesn't really have like the cred of the MB1s and the XOs and stuff. We don't have many Bridgestone here, so to find one that is in a nice size and it's available in like it wasn't too expensive, but by my opinion. I know people spend a couple of $1,000s on really old bikes that they really want to get, and that's fine. I don't think I'll ever spend that much money on an old bike that I want. So to me, this is probably the most realistic grail bike. It's really nice. It's a triple butted chromoly frame, 26-inch wheels, cantilever brakes. About the only downside of it, it's not mine. I'm really happy to help out a friend, and especially with like a really nice bike like this. And I'm fortunate enough that he let me ride it and make this video. So that's probably the next best thing, and I don't have to spend the money on it. It's definitely not as nice as owning it myself and riding it as much as I want, modifying it how I want. But I mean, I'm really grateful to Luke for letting me ride this and make this video, because it's so good. I want to go ride it some more, so I'll be back later. It's amazing. The best way for me to describe it is it's stiff enough, like it's a good compromise. It's stiff enough to put decent power down for a large frame, but it's also supple. Like the fork has a little bit of flex in it, but it's not too much that it feels noodly. Whoa, hold on there. So it turns out this is actually in their catalogue, that they try to find the nice balance of stiffness to flex. So you can check that out in their catalogue. Really nice riding frame. I do really like this colour as well. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it depending on your screens and stuff, but the front half of the frame is a light grey, which is a light glossy grey. It's not white. I don't know if it'll show up that well, but I really like it with the bluish, I don't know what you call the colour. As for the group set, there's nothing really wrong with it. It's the 500xH LX stuff, replaceable chain rings, and it's a nice looking derailleur, and they work fine. I've had XH hubs that have outlasted XT ones, whether that be because of the old owner, I don't know. Yeah, so I'll be giving Luke a couple of parts. I'll see what I have sitting around. Thanks, Luke. A little foggy through here. Do this. Tried to unweight the front a little bit there because of that rock quite sharp. What a beautiful day for it to. Found this a couple of days after making those other clips. And yeah, it's way too small, but I had to grab it.